Good morning, everyone, and welcome back for your weekly energy forecast and oracle reading. Sorry there was no reading on last week, Monday. We had to put our kitty down, so that was just, I was not in the space for that. Not in the space to make a video, but here we are. Okay, so let us tune into the energy of this week as we do, and let's see what the energetic weather is here. Or, can't even speak today. Let's see what energetic weather is here for us to work with this week and how we can harness it to our advantage. Okay, so let's tune into the beginning of this week, Monday and Tuesday. We have the Page of Pentacles. When I tune into the energy of this, I'm getting a sense of be practical, be grounded, find the balance, because they're showing that the month of August was a real whirlwind. And how, right? It just felt hectically busy and go and do, and the energy was quite hectic in August. But now it feels like we're going, like, whew, okay, like we're able to take a bit of a breath this month and slow down. You might even find that the energy might even feel a little bit slower or less intense, if that makes sense, right? Now, as I tune further into the energy of this, finances, our physical world, our material world may just come into focus in the beginning of this week. So we might find ourselves not worrying, no, this is not a fear or a worry thing, but being practical about finances. Like you might have a bit of aha moments where you might think, gee, okay, I didn't think of that. Maybe I need to start saving up, or I need to start managing my finances better, or I need to see where can I cut unnecessary costs. So in other words, it's just about being practical with your resources. I'm also hearing paring down. So we might be finding ourselves yearning for a simplicity, to live simpler, to live closer to the earth. And this is not just the beginning of this week. Spirit is saying this is the way forward. Like we might feel like we want to start a veggie garden or start being a little, not off grid completely, or if you can, by all means, but just becoming less reliant on the external world, if that makes sense. This feels like a beautiful kind of creative energy that's coming through now, where we're going to feel like we want to be more self-sufficient, like we want to be a little bit more practical, a little bit more self-sustaining, right? And just paring down on the excess, it feels like. So this is actually a lovely energy. They're calling it a regrouping energy, right? So, and yeah, finding the balance, standing on one leg. Okay, that's very nice. It feels soothing in the beginning of this week. Thank God, because last week was hell on wheels. Okay. Okay, let's see. What guidance do we have now from the wisdom of the oracle for the beginning of this week? Hey, now I'm torn between two. Okay, well, let's just take both. How's that? Okay, we have, you can't make this up, chop wood, carry water, okay? Coming back to simplicity, okay? Being grounded, right? I feel like I need to read out the message of this. There's something profound here. This is card 42. Please excuse the darkness in my office. We've got load shedding at the moment. Let's see, 42. It says, there are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree in the forerunner, sorry, I can't see properly because not enough light. Okay, consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful bloom when it's in its full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it to be, to let nature take its course, is an important step in manifestation. taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. There is a deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you even closer to what you seek. Okay, how apt is that, right? Simplicity, attending to the little things, which are actually not little things, they're big things, okay? Cleaning up, tending to our gardens, and figuratively and literally. So tending to your gardens. Again, I'm getting this feeling of plant your veggies, plant your fruit trees if you can, okay? And then also tending to your figurative garden, which is your inner self, your mind, your heart, your soul. Keep it simple in the beginning of this week. I love this energy. It feels soothing. Okay. Then the other card I was drawn to is called Observer. So with this makes even more sense, because as you tend to yourself and simplify your life and get grounded and get practical, which is very Virgo energy, by the way, okay? It gives us an opportunity to kind of zoom out and take a step back and be the neutral observer. So I'm hearing Spirit say, like, while the rest of the planet seems to be going mad, stay out of the drama, stay out of the fray, I'm hearing, okay? Stay out of it, right? Tend to your stuff, tend to your world, get your world in order, stay away from drama, because the more we tend to our inner world and our immediate world, our homes, our gardens, etc., we add to the collective. Okay, in other words, if we're calm and peaceful, our calm and peacefulness adds to the collective, whether we like it or not, which is a good thing, right? Interesting. Okay, let's get some further elaboration from the angels and ancestors now for the beginning of this week. We have, trust your talents in changing times. Spirit Fox. So this is about being adaptable. Okay, they're talking about the earth, weather changes, whether they are naturally occurring or intentional, right, is affecting our planet, right? And because we're so intrinsically connected to Mother Earth, it affects us too, right? So as we adapt to changing times, right, it's like, as there's change, we're adapting, right? We're like, let's say, for example, it's a stupid example, but bear with me. Let's say you go out in the shops and you can't find really good fresh tomatoes anywhere. Plant some, okay? And they can grow in a pot. My son has his own little garden, veggie garden. He taught me that. It can grow in a pot, right? So little things like trusting that you can adapt to what's changing, right? Even if let's say your career is changing or your relationships are changing, or whatever change that it has been feeling disruptive over the last couple of months, you can and you are adapting. Trust yourself. You've got what it takes to handle what's in front of you. Adapt, and adapt by keeping it simple, right? That's quite a profound message for the beginning of this week. But they're saying, remember, it's not just for the beginning of this week, it's going to carry through. So this energy is starting kind of now, and it's going to carry through. And it's a good energy. Okay, let's see, what do we have now for the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday? What energetic weather and influence do we have for the middle of the week? Ugh, Tower. Haven't seen this card in a while. Okay, as you can see, lightning strikes this. What is this? It looks like a tree. It's coming crashing to the ground. Now, as I tune into the energy of this, right, I'm hearing Spirit say, whatever is crashing or falling in your life, let it, because it wasn't built on stable ground to begin with, okay? the more we struggle to hold on to what is crumbling, the more we suffer. Okay. Now that is easier said than done. I mean, we are human beings, let's be real. Okay. But Spirit is saying we have to absolutely trust that we are always taken care of. We are always being supported, right? So I'm asking Spirit, what is this all about in the middle of the week? They are saying it is collective. It's out there. It's out there. So in other words, maybe there'll be news in the world of something that is crashing, whether it's financial, there's something that is crashing, right? And Spirit is saying it's because it's kind of supposed to, okay? Funnily enough, while I'm doing this during load shedding, we have load shedding because our electrical grid cannot support the capacity that we have, along with poor maintenance, etc., etc. This is why we have power cuts, okay? But in the grander scheme of things, as frustrating and annoying as the power cuts are, in a weird way, it is a long-term blessing because it's teaching us to be resourceful, to find other avenues of electrical supply, to find other more self-sufficient resources. For example, solar panels, things like that. I mean, we have an abundance of sun. Hello, we see the sun every single day. Okay, unless you're in countries where you don't have much sunshine, but there are other ways of generating electricity other than pillaging Mother Earth's resources of oil and things like that. Okay, it's why it's happening in the grander scheme of things. We are meant to be generators, right? We're not supposed to pillage the earth. We are supposed to generate for ourselves in tandem with respecting Mother Earth. So for me, this feels more earth. So in other words, maybe the electricity will get worse, or the food supply will get worse because of what's happening in the world. But Spirit is saying there is absolutely no need to fear. Okay, there's no need to fear. It's all happening for a reason. Okay, now I personally bloody hate this card, so I'm asking Spirit, what else is here for the middle of the week? No, they're saying because in the beginning of this week we're entering into this energy of being grounded and practical and tending to what's in front of us. This is not a big deal. This is more about just letting go of things that are not built on a firm foundation to start off with, right? Okay, let's get some elaboration from the wisdom of the oracle. What guidance is here for us in the middle of the week? Can't make this up. Regeneration. Look at the similarity of the artwork. This is all fall down, okay? This is what comes from the all fall down. Like if you look here, you can see there's been a volcanic eruption. And this for me is further validation that this is earth, that this is something earth, okay? So there's been a huge volcano here, but there's a beautiful tree that's growing from that. It's regenerating. I'm hearing Spirit say, we are regenerating, because let's be real, this year has not been easy. This year feels like it's been a collective dark night of the soul. We've all purged so much. We've let go of old patterns. We've let go of old traumas, and we've let go of old stories and old timelines that just don't serve us anymore. So we have collectively had like a tower moment within our own selves. What has not served us anymore has crashed and burnt, so that we can be reborn anew, and be rebirthed. That's the vibe that I get, okay? So now we are regenerating, but we are regenerating with the wisdom that we've gained from the past. We've learned what doesn't work. We've learned what doesn't serve us anymore. We've learned that those old timelines, those old stories, they're not working for us anymore. And now we're moving forward into new timelines that are better serving our own evolution. We're doing that as a collective, okay? So this just speaks volumes. That this is rising from the ashes. This is doing things better than what we did before, responding to life better than what we did before, creating in our lives better than what we did before, from a place of self-empowerment, not from victimhood anymore. Okay? Right, let's get some elaboration on that now from the wisdom of, not the wisdom of the oracle, the angels and their ancestors. For the middle of the week, let's get elaboration. Wise one, grow within your current situation. Okay? So in other words, no matter what has happened, no matter what is happening, right? You are growing. Use your wisdom. Okay? Come back. I'm hearing Spirit say, come home to yourself. Forget about what everybody else is doing. Come home to yourself. Remember who you are. Take the wisdom that you've gained throughout this year, right? And apply it in moving forward. Okay? They're saying us humans are designed to grow and evolve. That's why we're here. We're here to evolve our consciousness and to be better humans than what we were before. All right. How can we put that into practical, I'm asking? In your relationships, your careers, what hasn't worked before, the mundane, jobs that didn't serve, businesses that didn't serve, how can you shift and change them? How can you evolve and grow? How can you know your worth? With your relationships, if there's been relationship endings, how did those relationships serve you? What did you learn? What did you learn about yourself? Maybe there were old patterns of trauma that were dictating your previous relationships. Oh, there's so many ways of looking at this, but you've got to look at how it's relevant to you and the situations that you've been in. What wisdom do you now have? How have you changed? Okay? How have you evolved? And how can you apply this now and going forward? Okay, let's see. What do we have now for Friday and the weekend? Can't make this up. The Fool. This card means new beginnings. Okay? So as we are, it feels like coming out of that real dark night of the soul of this year. It feels like we've ended, never mind the last couple of months, but it feels like we've ended a whole era. That's what it feels like. Okay? We've let go of seriously old timelines. And now, and they're saying this is why it is imperative right now to know what kind of life you want next. What do you want next? What does your new life look like? Okay? What is the essence of that new life? What does it look like? Because that's you consciously creating your new timeline, your new path forward for your life. Okay? And we're stepping into it now. They're showing me the old timeline is like this, and the new timeline is coming in like this, and it's overlapping. We've been in this overlap for a while. Now it's falling away, and now we're going into our new reality. So don't be afraid to take some calculated risks. I'm hearing Spirit say, dare to be different, dare to do things differently. We can't keep doing the same thing the same way over and over and expect a different result. Things now have to change. And that's why we're stepping into this energy in the beginning of this week of, let me chop wood, carry water. Let me simplify my life. Let me become more self-sufficient, more self-sustaining. Let me just keep it all simple so that we can move forward into this beautiful new clean slate, the new beginning of our own personal realities in the best way possible. Okay? Right. Now let's have a look and see what guidance is here now from the wisdom of the oracle for Friday and the weekend. What guidance is here for us? Thinker. Be aware of your thoughts. As we know, our thoughts really do create our reality. And that is more true now than what it has ever been. It's, again, it's that veil of non-reality to reality is very thin, and it's just getting thinner and thinner and thinner as time goes. But they're saying at the moment, because we're in this coming out of this overlap, like I explained earlier, it is important to keep our thoughts as positive as what we can. Now, we don't want to gaslight ourselves and think, oh, well, I mustn't be angry, I mustn't be upset, I mustn't be scared, that's gaslighting yourself, okay? Let yourself feel. Let yourself feel the fear, feel the anxiety, feel the sadness, the grief, the panic, the whatever comes up for you, whatever is awakened within you. Bring awareness to it and say, oh, okay, right now I'm experiencing fear, I'm experiencing anxiety, etc., etc. I'm experiencing this. What does this want me to do? Okay, what does this want me to do? What action does this feeling want me to take? Okay, the problem with this is when we build a house in it, when we say, oh, well, here we go again, I'm always depressed, I'm always miserable, I'm always angry, the world is horrible, this is my reality, always has been, therefore always will be. That's when that controls our lives. So acknowledge what comes up, okay? Process it, digest it, take any actions if you feel guided to, and then thank you very much for making me aware that these feelings exist, and then you move on, okay? So in other words, that's how you become so aware of your thinking, right? That you can shift something, move it, and Spirit is saying these feelings now are moving through us faster now, in case you haven't noticed. Okay, it's moving through us faster. We're able to process and digest faster so that we don't build a house in it and it doesn't become a depression. Okay, so we're letting go of that now. We're becoming very aware of how we're thinking, because our thought processes really do create our reality. They really do. It's science. Okay, so be mindful of your thoughts and choose new ones. Think differently. We can't think the same old way and expect a different result. Okay, let's get some further elaboration now from the angels and the ancestors for the end of the week. White Witch, be the light. I love this card. It's music to my ears. Okay, so tuning into the energy of this, please notice the beautiful earthiness that's here again, and the owl representing wisdom. There was an owl here somewhere else. The owls. Okay, I'm asking Spirit, what is the significance of the owls? Wisdom. They can see through the dark. So because there's so much going on in the world, we can often feel like we're in the dark, like it's so dark out there. But because we are light beings, we are made of light, okay? We have the ability to see through, excuse me, what's going on in our world. We have the ability to see through our own old limiting thoughts and beliefs that are holding us back, okay? It's about wisdom and seeing beyond, seeing the truth, seeing reality, even if things seem dark and dire, okay? So, White Witch, be the light. I want to read out the message of this card, actually. Here's the little book, White Witch. Okay, this could get some light here. Okay, it says, no matter what is happening to you or around you, you have a choice. Choose not to be pulled into the dramas, the bickerings, or energies that are just going to limit your joy. If you are surrounded by people who are hostile towards you or someone else, or you are in a negative situation, perhaps in your workplace, you're being invited to be the light, okay? You are an incredible person who can really bring light. So how can you change the energy? How can you redirect the conversation to love? How can you protect yourself? How can you help the person that is being picked on? Or are you the one that is guilty of causing the drama? You will know the answers. Know also that you're being encouraged to shine the light you were born to share. Okay? Now, okay. Now, as we know, okay, there's a lot of dark in the world at the moment. Always has been, okay? But it's getting louder and louder. The powers that be are being exposed more and more. right? All of these things that are happening on Mother Earth that are just seemingly ghastly and horrible. Breaking news, it's always been there. Okay, it's always been there. It's just that the more and more people that are waking up and becoming more consciously aware of who they are and the power that they hold, okay, is exposing all of this. Okay, it's like the more light there is, the more contrast there is between the light and the dark. Okay, so the dark is just being exposed more and more. All this stuff is coming to light, and it can, if we let it get to us, it can really bring us down and make us so depressed, and we can see that our job wasn't what we thought it was, and our boss is horrible, and my ex-wife is a cow, and you know, everything's horrible. It's don't let that dim your light. Okay, it's just we are able to see the truth now more than what we've ever been able to. Okay, don't let that dim you. Let that be an invitation for you to brighten your light even more, to bring love to harsh situations, to bring compassion to people that are difficult and horrible. Okay, be the light, bring the light, because if we all do that, can you imagine? Okay, picture it. Just for today, okay? Just for today, as you go about your world, smile at people, give them a kind word. If we all did that, can you imagine the shift, the ripple that positive energy would make? Can you imagine? So that's what this card is talking about. Be the light. Where there is darkness, be the light. Where there is hatred, sow love. I'm sure that's a verse from somewhere. But that's what this talks about. Okay, we are all having or have had tower moments. The world is having a tower moment. What is not serving is coming crashing down. But in the meantime, we're regenerating. And the reason we're regenerating is because we are more powerful than we thought. Okay, every single human being alive today is realizing that they're not a sheep. They are more alive and more awake and more aware and more powerful than what they've ever thought possible. Okay, interesting. It feels like a very collective energy this week. But Spirit is saying as much as it's collective and it seems very out there, it's not. Because remember, we all one. All of us human beings, we all one unified consciousness. So what happens on the opposite of the planet is you're going to feel it energetically. It ripples. Okay. Okay. That's why we've been told, keep it simple. Tend to your garden. Make your world a nice little place. And watch how your little world being a nice little place and your neighbor's world being a nice little place ripples. Okay. It's amazing. Okay, now let's ask about what do we need to know for this week. Let's pull a card to finish off this reading, and let's see what guidance is here from the Gateway of Light activation for us this week, please. What guidance is here for this week? Higher heart activation, dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. Again, look at the nature in this card. Beautiful. Okay, let us read out the message of this. Higher heart activation. Okay, this card says, you have experienced much fear, separation, and heartache in your lifetime. This has encouraged you to close off and shield yourself from possible hurt. For a long time, you've been trying to open yourself back up, but have been concerned about being far too vulnerable. This card shows you have realized that love isn't something you have to work for or search for, but your divine inheritance. You've also recognized that this energy isn't something that comes through relationships or external experiences, but it is your natural state of being. The more you close off, the more you close off from your true self. The more you drop your shields, the more love is revealed. The more you express the love that you are, the more it is reflected back to you. Love is your truth. So this feels to me like as we go through all of this, we are returning to our natural state, which is love. Okay. And we are letting go of everything and anything that is not love. Okay. Let's pull another card. I feel like they're telling a bit of a story here. What else do we need to know about this week, please? We get this card all the time. Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives. Freedom. This is what this year has been about, okay? Really letting go of what doesn't serve. Akashic Records. It says, when you draw this card, the universe is releasing you from past experiences. These can be soul-based memories, fears from previous lifetimes, or older aspects of this current lifetime that you've moved on from. That's what this is. Okay. Know that this is the time to reclaim your freedom and rewrite your story. You can do this by following through on your dreams. Gone are the days of fear-based indecision. This is the time to rise up and claim your truth. If you are sitting on a dream or are being called to move in a particular direction, it's because you have unearthed an important soul lesson, and it is essential for you to follow that call to clear unwanted energies of your past. As you do so, don't allow yourself to be pulled into expecting the worst possible outcome. Know that this expectation is not your truth, but old energy being released from your energy body. Call in angels to shine their light on any repressed fears, energies, or stories that are no longer serving you. It's time to fly high in freedom. How beautiful and apt is that? I am loving the energy of this week. It just feels like taking a deep breath, tending to our gardens, being mindful. Are we thinking in the old ways? Are we thinking the new ways that support our new lives? Are we taking care of Mother Earth? Are we being kind to our neighbors? Let's keep it simple. Spirit is saying, as much as there's so much going on in the world, we can't all rush out there and fix it. If you can, do so, please, but start here. It starts here. If we all tend to our gardens here as a collective, God knows what we'd be able to achieve, and quickly, okay? It's up to us. Our futures are up to us. Nobody is coming to save us. Nobody is coming to rescue us. We are our own saviors, okay? And obviously, connection to source, connection to God, creator, whatever. We work in partnership, but we are the instrument of the divine. So we are here to save ourselves with the support of the divine. We work together. So I hope that helps you guys. Sorry, a bit of a long video today, but yeah, let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how this energy is showing up for you in the comments. Sending you all so much love. Have an amazing week. Lots of love. Bye.